Yes, we'll be on Capitol Hill this afternoon with another round of questions for the CEO of Colonial. Congressman John Katko is a Republican from New York's 24th District. He's also the ranking member of the Homeland Security Committee. And Congressman, we know the Colonial CEO will be ahead of you, facing questions from you this morning. I guess the first is all the pressure he's getting about paying the ransom. I know that the government looks down on this, that it only encourages other people to do this, but I don't see that he had any other choice in this situation, given the importance of the pipeline and given how the gas shortages were already starting to impact the nation.
Yeah, I can't speak for him, but I can tell you it's a common problem with these ransomware attacks that do you pay the devil or do you not pay the devil? And that's symptomatic of a larger problem, and it's emblematic of a larger problem, that our systems are vulnerable. And we are not doing enough to fight back. And there's a lot of things we've been doing in Congress to try and do just that. And what this ransomware attack on Colonial Pipeline represented was really how much our critical infrastructure is intertwined with daily life. I can pretty much assure you, no one had heard of Colonial Pipeline, and no one realized that just by shutting down Colonial Pipeline for a few days, it would have the gas shortages and the fuel shortages that we had. And that's why with critical infrastructure, we need to do a much better job in this country, preparing against cyber attacks and anticipating what can happen if you have one and be ready for it.
I guess the question becomes, what is enough? And we talked a little bit just now about how much companies should be spending, are spending on things like cyber defense. Are there best practices that companies with critical infrastructure or other essential businesses would be held to at some point by the U.S. government?
There's no question that best practices are critically important, and best practices in the private sector, but also best practices in the government. So let's start with the private sector. You need to invest in cybersecurity. That's not getting someone a computer. That's making sure that computer's secure. And that's going to cost money, and it's going to cost investment. And we don't know how much Colonial Pipeline invested in actual cybersecurity. But every company in this nation probably does not invest enough. On the government side, we've got to do the same. The cybersecurity, cyber infrastructure and security agency at the Homeland Security was stood up just a few years ago. It's completely overwhelmed trying to deal with ransomware attacks and cyber attacks, and Colonial Pipeline is the last in a long line of those. So we need to make sure that the CISA, as it's called, is properly beefed up. We also need to make sure that the Biden administration and subsequent administrations have cybersecurity infrastructure plans in place so that when critical infrastructure is attacked, they can anticipate that and they can have a plan in place, much like you would if there was an invasion in Germany back during the Cold War. We had a plan in place if something happened. We have to have the same type of security plan ready for cyber attacks and ransomware attacks in this country. So we all need to do a better job. And this is a sober reminder. And this hearing today is intended to make sure that people understand what's at stake here, and we all need to act accordingly.
I don't know that there's enough money that can be spent either by private companies or by the government if you're just going to be chasing every one of these. It's like roaches in the kitchen or rats running around or something. These attacks are coming so fast and so frequently. Maybe what we need to do is have the government take much stiffer action against Russia, Iran, China, and any nation that at the very least is protecting these criminals and allowing them to operate from within their borders.
Yeah, that's a great point, and I want to make sure I make that clear. I've had what I call the 5 pillars, which we need to do, and the 5th pillar of cybersecurity is basically whacking the bad guys, and you named the bad actors. Now, the Colonial Pipeline attack emanated from Russia. We know that. I find it very hard to believe that the Russian government didn't at least know about this entity doing this, because it was a very sophisticated attack. And for that, they should be severely punished. And I think President Biden has an opportunity this week when he goes to Russia to lay down the law and let them know that you can't do this. And if we don't have proportional or even disproportional responses to these attacks that are state-sponsored, then we're just going to allow them to continue and embolden them. And unfortunately, that's the same thing that happens with respect to these ransomware attacks that we pay back in cryptocurrency. And I heard someone talking about cryptocurrency earlier. It has definitely been a game changer for the criminal element. The criminal element I was a federal organized crime prosecutor for 20 years. The hardest thing for the criminals to do was to spend their money and to hide their money that they make from their illicit activities. Cryptocurrency has been a game changer for them. And I applaud the FBI because they were able to chase the cryptocurrency trail probably for one of the first times back on this Colonial pipeline attack and get that money back. That needs to be the norm, not the exception. And we need to be able to do that going forward.
Congressman Katko, thanks for your time.
Thanks so much.